All right, guys. So today I want to talk about something that I saw coming from the moment since its inception, right? And that is Anthem's inevitable demise. I remember, I want to say mid 2018 ish. I want to say if my my time perception is right. I remember when they first, not necessarily announced, but like when they were starting to pick up the marketing for the game. And I remember just hearing about it and seeing the trailer, seeing the promotion, seeing the art. I remember seeing the E3 reveal, which looked amazing. But in nowadays, E3 reveals are anything but what the game actually is. Look at Watch Dogs, look at Fallout 76, look at No Man's Sky, look at any of those things. Halo 4, kinda, sorta. That had more to do with the trailers or whatever. But either way, nowadays everything is embellished in marketing. It's never what it's going to be. It's never what it is. Very rarely do you get exactly what it is that you pay for in this industry. And I remember seeing Anthem, and I remember, because I am a hardcore gamer, so I'm always in tune with what's going on. And I remember seeing Anthem getting hyped and getting revved up to be the next biggest thing, all while knowing the reputation of EA and what it's been for the past couple of years. At least last decade, rather, because we're into the new decade. And I had this strong inclination that this game was going to crash and burn in flames, and I was exactly right. So, I think it came out early 2019. I bought into the hype too. A little bit. I was very reserved. I had lowered my expectations like I do with most games in their marketing. And it came out, and I remember a lot of my friends that wanted to get the game, I told them, wait a couple months before you buy this game, because the chances are it's going to be wholly incomplete and just it's not going to be worth $60. And I remember specifically my roommate Noah at the time. I'm not going to say his last name, but Noah. He fully embraced the hype, and he bought it as soon as it came out. When I say as soon as it came out, I mean I think he bought it the day it came out. And I remember watching him play a little bit of it, and it was cool or whatever. It looked nice. The graphics were good. They were up to par or whatever. But I knew that this is not going to play out the way they think it was going to play out. So with most games that are released today, when the reviews came out, they said, we needed a lot of work to be done, but the potential was there. And I wholeheartedy believed in that. The potential was there, all this and that. And then because you could categorize it within the looter shooter genre, which is what Destiny, The Division, and now newcomer Outriders is in. I knew it was going to be a hard genre to sustain, and I knew that based off of the nature of that genre, the games are never complete. The one exception being The Division 2. That was good to go right from the jump. But I knew that it wasn't time yet. So, some time went on or whatever, and the game never really hit the ground running, so to speak. It was very stagnant, because I remember they had the event later in 2019 called the Cataclysm event, which was also overhyped. And then when it was released, there was barely anything, and it had no end game whatsoever. I think there was 3 missions, one of them being the final mission of the campaign, just revitalized into a strike, if you will. Strikes in Destiny are like mini raids. They're stuff that you can grind in and get loot and whatever. And I remember that was the case. And I know it had some really bad technical issues. That was to be expected because it was built on Frostbite, which is used for Battlefield games. Now, that's all cool and cute for Battlefield games because Battlefield games are small. They're first-person shooters. The dev tools are designed to make maps and accompany just first-person shooting games. Frostbite is not made to buttress a large open world looter shooter game with tons of people in it. It's not made for that. So that was to be expected. And then I want to say late 2019, very early 2020, the devs decided that they were going to implement plans to just revitalize the entire game because at this point they lost like 90% of their player base. Like, it was all but dead. It was on life support. And just within the last couple of days, Christian Daly, who is basically the head of this entire project, he was like, yeah, so we're not going to be supporting this anymore. We're going to keep the servers on for the people that still want to play the game, but nothing else is going to be added to Anthem. And right then and there, the book was closed on that. And that's exactly what I thought was going to happen from the jump, because that is the nature of this industry, more or less. And there could be nothing better. There could be not more of a better defining characteristic of Electronic Arts than destroying potential. If you just look at their history, they had to close Pandemic Games. They had to close, I don't remember specifically, but whoever the devs were that made Dead Space, which was a super valuable asset in the late 2000s and early 2010s. That was an incredibly valuable asset, and they almost destroyed Star Wars Battlefront again from bringing it back. But they decided to support that one. You know, I would assume it was because that game is a lot more easier to build back up than this game. Anthem was supposed to be an organic asset, but it never materialized into anything, hence this video. So, yeah, that's basically what happened. I remember because it's in the same genre that Destiny's in, a lot of people were throwing out, oh, it's going to be a Destiny killer, this, and that. I knew that was bullshit, even if this game would have been great. It was bullshit, because Destiny all essentially created this genre, and all of the core aspects of the genre in the game design for a action adventure looter shooter first person shooter have all been refined by Bungie. Now, obviously, Bungie has their own problems with respect to Destiny, but everything that should be refined and that should be polished and adequately implemented it's all of that right now. Bungie has they have a lot of problems, but they have creativity problems. They have PvP balancing problems. They have things that are fixable. EA never let BioWare actually make this game. They tried to rush it so that they could compete with Destiny and The Division, and it failed miserably. They lost, I would have to say, hundreds of millions of dollars on this, even though the game sold very well within the first couple of weeks. Either way, they fucked it up. And this is a cautionary tale to any developer or anyone, because it shows you that if you don't put in the time to make something the right way, this is what's going to happen. And then that was Anthem, because regardless of how I felt about Anthem or not, the potential was there, and that was clear for anyone to see. Whether it be the aesthetic, the flying mechanics, anything, it was there. It could have been a great game, and it could have existed alongside The Division and Destiny to make them even better. And as a result, the looter shooter genre becomes even better because they all have to be at the top of their game. So you know, that's basically the story of Anthem. I saw it coming from the jump. And yeah, it's like, when will these devs ever learn? When will they learn that these things take time? Greatness takes time. Nothing happens overnight. So, you know, if you guys have any unique opinions about what has transpired since 2019, you know, let me know. See ya.